The brothers.
Oh, you must see something there.
Well, I see some game controllers. I'm wondering if there's any.
No game.
There's no games.
There's no game.
You guys have any movies or video games, stuff like that?
Do we have video games that you guys want to use? Like for what?
They're in the garage right now, trying to find video games.
Some of the Wii games.
Okay. Did you find anything else?
I know I have more, but it's hard for me to get in the bucket.
How much would you want for the 4 of them?
Make me an offer.
I don't know. I can give you $5.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You guys have any like movies or video games, stuff like that?
No, I haven't even thought about that. I never even thought to go through all that stuff.
Movies, just books.
Do you have video games? Anything that you might have, I might be willing to
Let me
make
go
you an
ask my
offer
husband.
on. Okay.
Okay. He's willing to part with the PlayStation. The
Okay.
original PlayStation.
Could I take a peek then?
Yes, of course.
Sort
I
of
don't
set it
know
on the
about the
ground.
paperwork in the bottom, so I'll take that at the end. But the top ones are cheat sheets for some.
How's it going? Good. Moto, future cut. Blasto. Do you know what he's asking on?
I don't really know much about video games, so
Okay.
what do you think would be fair?
To be honest, not much. Like most of them are sports games, which I'm not into, and I mean I could pay probably $10 for the bunch if you wanted to, and if you didn't, I would understand. But that's
Okay.
probably my offer.
Let me ask him. He's
Okay.
looking for that power cord.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how good the footage was. PS1 games. Most of these are garbage. I don't know. A bunch of sports games, and racing titles. $10 for all that. You'd do better. Could also do worse.
Is it 10 yet?
Usually like 10, 11, no, 9:30.
Usually right around 10 for some reason they start coming.
Interesting.
Blocks.
You just sell the Xbox games? You don't have the system?
I don't have the system, not for selling.
Okay. Did these systems down here work?
I can't guarantee that.
Okay. Do you know what you'd be asking on them? Or?
Just for the system?
I don't know. Do you have any games?
For those ones, no. I sold all the games. I would do $2 each on each of those, just because I can't tell you if they work or not.
Yeah, I can probably do that.
So,
I might just take a chance for $2. I mean,
yeah.
give me something to do. I'll take the Wii off your hands. Asking on the Xbox.
I think he's asking 10 for it, and it comes with those 3 games on top.
Okay. And it might be interested in that PlayStation too. Oops. Do you know if this works?
Old school. Yeah. And it only has 2 games. They're hard to find games for those. Or for that one.
Let me take a look at him here. Do you know if this works okay?
Yes, he got a new one. He got
Okay.
the Xbox One. New one.
Could I give you maybe 15 for these things, for this and that?
Sure.
Okay. can do. What could you do if I took these 5 games?
How about $10?
I could do that. You change for 20?
Yes, I do.
Get another pickup. Some Xbox stuff. Pay $10 for all this. I don't know. This Halo Reach is a limited edition. I don't know. $10. Not bad. Okay, I just realized I was not recording, but the last garage sale, Wii U, right there, all cords, tablet, really nice condition, some games, $30 for all of that. I basically had to pry it out of someone else's hand, and they're kind of being a douche about it, so I'll tell you more in the recap.
Welcome back. We skipped a week because why did we skip a week?
You were on vacation.
I was out of town,
Yeah.
so go for it. What'd you find?
Start off with some PS1 stuff.
PlayStation 1.
PS1.
Look
So
at that.
yeah.
More games than the PS1 Classic even has on it.
Yeah, it's a nice pile of games. Unfortunately, a lot of them are kind of garbage, but we'll go through them real quick. We got Blasto. We were talking about this on a previous video. This is kind of Sony's answer to Mario and Sonic, I guess. They're like, well, we have to have a mascot.
It was supposed to be a big deal at the time. There was a big magazine feature on this game, and it came and went.
Have you ever heard of this? Has anybody ever heard of this game?
Nobody noticed. It was gone quick.
I think price charting has this at about 20. So you can do
Oh,
it.
really? All right. Well,
Omega Boost, again, about a $20 game, 22 or so on price charting.
Not
so,
bad.
Not bad at all. I think I paid 10 for the whole stack, if I remember right. Siphon Filter, so you can do worse there. The original Grand Theft Auto, the director's cut. So, I don't know. It's missing the manual, but other than that, it's fine. Somewhat of a valuable game. We've got Ace Combat 3. I've never played this game. I don't know what this is.
I
Future.
think we had the first two.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it called Air Combat, and then they changed it to Ace Combat, or am I making that up?
Future Cop, Grand Shovelware, Cabela's game, I don't know, some racing game, some Tony Hawk games, a truck game, Spec Ops, something or other.
The Tony Hawk 3 is technically shovelware because it's so worthless, but I put a ton of time into this game back in the day. You could create your own character and customize them, and I don't know. I'm not a big sports game fan. I don't play all the Maddens and the MLBs and all that, but I was really into the Tony Hawk game.
Triple Play 99 with Alex Rodriguez on the front.
As a Mariner?
As a Mariner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Seattle does not like Alex Rodriguez anymore,
No.
in case you don't know.
This goes in the regular pile, or there it is.
Yeah. Something racing game, more racing game, an army game. Cyber Tiger, this is before he went all beating up the wife thing. Another Spec Ops game, some Driver, I don't know. The rest of them aren't any good. But $10 for the whole pile, you can do a lot worse for this one stuff.
Can't complain.
So I was pretty happy about that. Half of these are shovelware, but half of them aren't. And the condition on these is pretty incredible. The discs, I was looking at these discs, they look brand new. Every disc looks brand new. So
Those black discs?
yeah, the black ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was trippy.
Yeah, I know. It's like, is this a mistake? Did they forget to print on this?
Apparently that was a copyright measure because the PlayStation hardware had a chip where it only read those black discs. And if you go to if in 1995, if you went into Best Buy and bought a bunch of blank discs, they didn't have black discs, right? You got the regular CDs. But it didn't take modders very long at all just to mod the PlayStation to read any disc. So I don't know what Sony was thinking. Like, did they really think this was going to stop modders? Like, come on.
Every company back then was so worried about piracy, and it's like, you hear all these stories about these people who have 200 pirated games,
and then you get Sega and Nintendo freaking out over it. My response is, if they didn't pirate those games, they wouldn't have bought them from you.
Well, the friend that we had back in the day who did all the pirating, his name was Alex. I won't say his last name.
Nope.
You know who you are. He had, I don't know, hundreds of PlayStation 1 games pirated. He was dirt poor. His family lived on food stamps. If he didn't pirate games, he would not have bought any in the first place.
Exactly.
So Sony was looking at that as lost revenue. Oh, 200 times $50. Oh, that's, I don't know, $5,000 in lost revenue. No, it wasn't. Not with Alex, it wasn't.
Nope.
You didn't lose a dime with this kid. He was never going to spend money on games.
Although food stamps work for candy, which we discovered
I remember that.
when we used to hang out with him. I'm not very proud of that, but
I never
fact.
used food stamps except hanging out with Alex. And, we would go into the grocery store and just
man.
come out with bags of candy.
I filled my trunk with 100 gram bars one time. No lie.
I love 100 gram bars. Seriously, that's the best candy bar ever.
It's not. It's debatable.
What do we got?
We have an Xbox 360 in the box. It's all there. I think this is the original one, so it has component cables, and I don't know.
Probably Red Ring of Death.
I asked her if it had Red Ring. She said no. She said he just upgraded to the Xbox One. I'm like,
I literally don't know anybody who had the first model 360 and who actually played it who did not have the Red Ring. My coworker had to send his back 3 or 4 times. I only had to send mine back once. Either I didn't play it enough or I just got lucky. I don't know.
I asked her what she wanted on this. She said 10. So for $10, I'll take a chance. Has the box.
Yeah.
But this was sitting there too. I was really interested in this. The PS1. I don't know. We used to call it a mini, but I don't know if we can call it that anymore.
Model 2.
Model 2, I guess.
Sure.
Really cool. I've never seen this before. Like at a garage sale.
No, me neither.
Has all the cords, 2 controllers, 2 games, Shrek, and some Activision classic shovelware kind of a games. But so this I gave her 5 for this. So I gave her 15 for all of this, which is pretty cool. I mean, this alone I think has more value than that. So it's pretty cool. I might just hang on to this. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy had a PS2 Fat and a Wii. He wanted $2 each. There were no cords, and he didn't know if they worked. So I gave him $2 for this Wii, and we're going to do a bonus game check.
Bonus game.
Right now.
Ready? Here it is.
And wait for it to
turn on. Eject.
Fire Emblem. Come on, Fire Emblem.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
Called it.
It's always Wii Sports.
Always Wii Sports.
I don't know. Well, hopefully it works. I actually haven't tested it yet, but I have all the cords already. I even have an extra sensor bar for some strange reason. Pretty good. Don't ask me why. So, I don't know. $2, a Wii. The last Wii I sold on eBay, I got $38 for, complete with, just the basics. So, I don't know. Wii's have some value.
Yeah? I don't remember who it was. I was listening to a podcast, and some guy said he found a Wii and it had Netflix installed, and it was signed in, and he said it worked for about an entire year. He used somebody else's Netflix account to watch movies. I don't know. You never know what you're going to find on these things.
No one went into their watch list and wondered why Orange is the New Black kept showing up when their kids were watching it.
Apparently not. You'd
right.
think that would be a big red flag. I never find virtual console stuff on there, and I check, and I just never find it.
It's so rare. It's so rare.
I think that Nintendo really dropped the ball with the marketing on that virtual console, because there were so many people I think they didn't even know it existed. I mean, even the phrase virtual console, unless you're a gamer, are you even going to know what that is? It's not an intuitive phrase.
You're right, because even the casual gamers, everybody would have paid $5 for the original Super Mario Brothers.
You would think.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen that on a Wii?
Almost never.
Never. Literally never for me.
I just think people didn't even know that was a thing.
You're right, because people went crazy for the NES Classic and the Super NES
Right?
Classic. Literally, it made people crazy. And yet, nobody bothered to download the same exact games, arguably an even better library. I mean, TurboGrafx 16, Neo Geo, Sega Genesis, and yet no one ever downloaded any of that stuff.
I know.
I don't know. Can't figure it out. So this guy had some Xbox stuff. Everything is in unbelievably nice condition. He had Halo Reach limited edition here. He had 7 marked on it. I picked that up, and I picked up a few games that are in absolute pristine condition. The Simpsons Hit and Run, which still has about a $15 value on price charting. Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden, I want to say, is 15 or 20 bucks.
No, it's not. It's less,
not?
It's less than
what
that.
am I thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Hunted? I don't know. Sega something, 2002. This just kind of looked like a cool game. I don't know anything about it. Who's the developer on this?
Bethesda.
Oh, it's Bethesda.
Huh.
Okay. This is, I don't know. Maybe this was back when Bethesda was still making good games. I don't know.
Before they started making smartphone games?
Exactly. Man, I used to love that company so much.
What are you thinking, Bethesda?
Are you even looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6 right now? I have a hard time getting excited for it.
I can't even gather my thoughts on this
I
topic.
have no words.
What made them who they are today was Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Those two franchises alone, and I don't speak for everybody, but between Fallout and Elder Scrolls, I have poured in probably over 1,000 hours into those two franchises.
Yeah, I'm not far off.
I mean, it's insane. And they're so good and they're so deep and they create these huge worlds that we love so much. And now they're going in the smartphone direction with a bunch of micro purchases and what are you doing? I guess we could do a whole video on that, but
Yeah.
rant over.
Anyway, $10 for all this stuff. He wanted 3 each on these. He wanted 7 for this. I got it all for 10. So I don't know, not a bad deal. These are pretty cool. I don't know. So they didn't have any video games out. They had a Pokemon case, like Pokemon Treasure Hunter. I don't know what it was, but it was the game inside wasn't Pokemon. It was a baby game. So I asked him about games. It took him 20 minutes to finally bring something out of the garage, and they brought out these 4 games. We got Punch Out, Draw Studio something, Sealed. Hey, another week, another Sealed game. Mario Strikers Charged, Beatles Rock Band. And I think I gave him $5 for this stack. So, I don't know. Get to another sale. I don't think I have video of this. This was sitting on a table with $1 marked on it, so I gave him $1. I don't know much about this. I guess it's just a bunch of old NES games on a Wii U disc.
I don't think that's what it is. I think they're variations of games. You know, on the Switch, where if you pay for the subscription, you get all those old Nintendo games, but then there's like special versions of them. I think these are like the special versions. So it's not Zelda, but it's like some kind of a mini challenge.
Okay.
Using the Zelda world. I don't know.
Well, I haven't owned this previously, so this is going into the collection. Maybe I'll try it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't get footage of this. Calvin and Hobbes, which is the greatest series of anything that's ever been written, right? Can we just agree on that?
Someone on Twitter was wondering what the best comic strips ever written were, and my response was that Calvin and Hobbes is #1, and the rest are trash. And I stand by that.
I don't know. I like The Far Side.
It's trash.
No, it's not. Come on.
Have you read it recently?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know.
But come on, Family Circus, Garfield, Dilbert, they're all trash.
They're trash.
All of them. Calvin and Hobbes is brilliant. It's timeless.
Yes.
It's classic. It's so enjoyable. And I want to say I may have had the entire collection here. They had $1 on each book, and I gave them $5 for the entire stack. So I think there's about 10 books in the whole stack. And paid $5 for it. So I'm really happy about that. I own these as a child. I gave them away later in life, so they're coming back home. Okay, I didn't actually record footage of this happening, but I get to the sale real early, and I see all this sitting on the table. All the cords are there, and there's no price on it. And this other lady who's on her phone the entire time, speaking to someone else in Spanish, picks up the tablet, and she says, "Does it work?" And so I picked up everything else. I'm like, just cradling this stuff like with a death grip. Meanwhile, she wants to know if this works. It's in great shape. I mean, I'm not worried about it. And so I flagged down the owner of the place, and then I said, how much for all of it? And $30. So I got Yoshi's Woolly World, Minecraft, ESPN something, Splatoon, Just Shovelware, and Wii Sports. So I paid $30 for all of it, and then once she agreed, the lady on the phone was holding the tablet. I just took it out of her hands and I said, "Here, this all goes together." And she was just like, Oh, okay.
You lose.
I paid the $30 and I walked away. I mean, first of all, if you're going to try to negotiate with someone at a garage sale, don't do it while you're on your phone talking to somebody else. It's the rudest thing in the world.
It's so uncool.
Oh, man.
Come on.
So that was it.
Cool.
I had a pretty good day overall. What'd you find?
Nothing.